Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you want to improve your English grammar and build strong language skills, you are in the right place. In this channel, we learn English grammar in a simple, clear, and practical way so that you can understand it easily and use it confidently. In today's lesson, we are going to learn parts of speech in one class. In this video, I will explain all the part of speech in very simple way with clear examples so that you can understand how English sentences are actually formed. So, watch this video till end and let's start today's lesson. Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever spoken an English sentence and suddenly felt something is wrong? Maybe the word were correct, maybe the meaning was clear, but the sentence still felt strange. This happens to a lot of learners. Many students start learning English grammar from tenses or sometimes from complex rules. But the real problem is usually much deeper. The foundation is missing. Think about building a house. You cannot start with the roof, you must start with the foundation. In English grammar, the foundation is parts of speech. If you understand this topic clearly, many other grammar topics like tenses, voice, sentence structure, and writing become much easier. So today we are going to understand this concept in the simple and practical way. Now you might ask a very practical question. Why should we learn part of speech? The answer is simple because every English sentence is built using these categories. If you don't know them, several problems happen. For example, you might confuse adjectives and adverbs. You might write sentences where the verb doesn't match the subject. You might describe something using the wrong type of word. And during exams, these small mistakes can cost marks. In speaking also, when you are unsure about the role of words, you hesitate. But once you understand what each word does in the sentence, English becomes much more logical. You stop guessing and start understanding. Let us understand the definition in very simple way. Parts of speech are group of categories of words and these groups are created based on the job the words perform in a sentence. Every word in English has a function. Some words are used to name things, some are used to show action, some are used to describe something, some are used to connect ideas. So instead of looking at the work randomly, English grammar organizes them based on their purpose. These organizations help us understand how sentences work. And once you see the pattern, grammar becomes much easier to learn. In English grammar, mainly divides words into 8 parts of speech. Let us understand them briefly and also see why we use them. First is noun. A noun is used to name a person, place, thing, or idea. We use noun because communication requires naming things. For example, teacher, city, phone, and happiness. Second is pronoun. Pronoun replace nouns so we don't repeat the same word again and again. For example, instead of saying Rahul is my friend, Rahul is very helpful, we say Rahul is my friend, he is very helpful. Here, he replace Rahul. Third is verb. A verb shows action or state. Without a verb, a sentence cannot exist. For example, run, eat, write, is, and are. Fourth is adjective. An adjective describes or gives more information about a noun. For example, car is a noun, but red car, fast car, expensive car give more detail. The detail comes from adjectives. Fifth is adverb. An adverb describes a verb, an adjective or another adverb. In simple terms, it tells us how, when, where, or to what extent something happens. For example, quickly, slowly, very, and yesterday. Sixth is preposition. Prepositions show relationship or position between words. For example, in, on, under, between, and behind. These help explain location, direction, or connection. Seventh is conjunction. Conjunction connects words, phrases, or sentence. For example, and, but, because, and although. They help make longer and more meaningful sentences. Finally, interjection. Interjections express sudden emotion. For example, wow, oh, hey, and ouch. They are common in spoken language. Now see how part of speech help create sentences. Most English sentences follow a basic structure. Subject plus verb plus object. For example, she reads books. Here, she is a subject, reads is a verb, book is a object. The subject tells us who or what performed the action. The verb tells us what action is happening. The object tells us what received the action. We use this structure because English relies heavily on the word order. If we change the order, the meaning becomes confusing. For example, reads she books. This sounds incorrect, not because the words are wrong, but because the structure is broken. This shows how important understanding role of word is. Let's build a sentence gradually and see how different parts of speech improve it. Start with a simple sentence. Birds fly. This is a very basic sentence. Birds is noun, fly is verb. So here we only have a noun and a verb. Even though the sentence is short, it still give a complete idea. Add more information. The birds fly high. Now we have the bird fly high. The word high tell us how the birds fly. So it function as a adverb. Adverb usually describe verbs, adjectives or other adverbs. Now the sentence is more descriptive than the first one. Now let us expand the sentence even more. The small bird flies very high in the sky. Now several part of speech appear in this sentence. Small is adjective. It describes the noun bird. Very is adverb. It modifies the adverb high. In is a preposition. It shows the relation between flies and sky. Sky is a noun. So the structure becomes much richer. Each part of speech add more detail to the sentence. Compare the sentence bird fly, the bird flies high, the small bird flies very high in the sky. As we add different part of speech, the sentence becomes clear, more descriptive and more interesting. Look at some mistakes learners often make. First example, she sings beautiful. The problem here is the word beautiful. Beautiful is an adjective. An adjective describes nouns. But here we are describing the verb sings. So we must use an adverb. Correct sentence is she sings beautifully. Second example, he don't like tea. Here the problem is subject. Verb agreement. The subject he is singular. So the verb must match it. Correct sentence is he doesn't like tea. Third example, I am agree. The agree is already a verb. So adding am is unnecessary. Correct sentence is I agree. These mistakes usually happen when we don't recognize the role of each word. Now it's your turn to think. Look at the first sentence. The child laughed loudly. Try to identify the noun, the verb and the adverb. In second sentence, she bought a beautiful dress. Find the adjective and noun. Third sentence is, wow, the match was amazing. Here, you should identify the interjection. Pause the video and think about the answer. Practice like this help you train your brain to recognize grammar pattern. From now on, whenever you speak English, try to think in simple structure. Ask yourself 3 questions. Who is doing the action? What action is happening? What extra information describes it? When you start thinking like this, your sentences automatically become clearer. You will also start noticing grammar pattern in book, movies and conversation, and slowly English will start feeling more natural. Today we built a foundation of English grammar. Now you understand what parts of speech are and why they are important. Remember this idea. Grammar is not about memorizing rules, it is about understanding how words work together. In the next lesson, we will start with nouns in complete detail. We will learn different types of noun examples, common mistakes, and how they appear in exam and real life English. So make sure you continue this series step by step because strong foundation make learning the rest of grammar much easier. See you in the next class.